filth that's starting to come out in the early days of the Diddy trial. This, of course, is P. Diddy. Surprise, surprise, he's a creep. Surprise, surprise, he's done horrible.
And we got word from insiders at the White House that Donald Trump was serious.
Oh, you won't believe this one. This is betrayal at its absolute peak. The man once hailed as the king of hip-hop, Sean Diddy Combs, who built an empire worth hundreds of millions, now sits shattered, penniless, and abandoned. And the villains of this shocking downfall, not the prosecutors, not the corporations that cut ties. No, it's his very own blood. Yes, the very children who once gushed about him being the best dad in the world have allegedly turned the knife. Doesn't it sound like something out of Shakespeare? A powerful father buried in court battles while his own daughters, Jessie and Delilah, secretly planned their grand escape. The whispers in industry circles are wild. The girls didn't just hop on a flight to Europe to dodge paparazzi. They supposedly carried with them the codes, the access, the golden keys to accounts that Diddy swore were untouchable. And then, poof, his millions evaporated overnight. The mogul who once flashed bottomless pockets now finds himself staring at frighteningly empty balances.
Honey, thinking like, this is my domain.
They were just being bratty, I think.
You're a twin.
I am.
Do you think twins are more bratty because it's kind of a cute little thing that they're twins and they look alike and blah, blah, blah?
I think it's more of a sign of just...
Reports say the twins wasted no time. They pounced like predators, moving so fast through the cracks of their father's crumbling empire that he never even saw it coming. The whispers? They were tipped off about a hidden Swiss account, the type billionaires stash money in to keep creditors, exes, and investigators in the dark. And here's where it gets juicier. Allegedly, someone from Diddy's inner circle finally snapped, handing Jessie and Delilah the codes to that secret stash. Within hours, the account was stripped bare. Meanwhile, their father? He sat in New York, still fighting for bail hearings, completely clueless that the reserves he was banking on for survival were vanishing right under his nose. By the time reality hit him, the twins were already flaunting European skylines on Instagram. And oh, they weren't just hiding. They were shopping, living it up. From the boutiques of Paris to yacht brokers in Monaco, the twins' fingerprints were reportedly all over lavish transactions. Whispers even claim they've been eyeing private islands in the Mediterranean, funded with the same money Diddy allegedly set aside for his court settlements. If true, that's not just betrayal, it's straight-up rebellion. The irony, the stash Diddy fought so hard to bury is now the twins' golden ticket to freedom.
Told before the ride, they were told 3 times to put their phones away, but the twins defied the rules.
Why do you have to put down a phone on a roller coaster?
Because if you ride it and you drop it, it could hit.
And let me tell you, these girls haven't exactly been keeping a low profile. Oh no, far from it. From getting caught on camera at the Orange County Fair to strutting into court dressed like a synchronized fashion duo, Jessie and Delilah have been bold, unbothered, and even theatrical. One moment, they're wiping tears in court, perfectly timed for sympathy shots, and the next, they're spotted hand in hand projecting sisterly unity. But insiders insist it was all smoke and mirrors. While the cameras painted them as dutiful daughters, the truth behind the curtain, they were already plotting, funneling funds, and booking that one-way ticket out of the Combs empire. And now, the receipts are pouring in. Eyewitnesses in Paris claim they saw the girls leaving Avenue Montaigne with arms full of designer bags. A Milan insider swears they were finalizing a deal for a custom luxury car, the kind usually reserved for oligarchs. And then, of course, that endless rumor about the island property. The math doesn't lie. Diddy's net worth, once estimated at $400 million, is plunging like a stone. Somebody's bleeding his accounts dry, and all eyes are on his daughters.
Once worked together a long time ago. They're not friends now. They don't like each other. And yeah, 50 has taken every shot, especially when Diddy has been down.
And while Jessie and Delilah sip champagne in Europe, their father, once the ultimate puppet master of hip-hop, is reportedly spiraling. Behind prison walls, Diddy is said to be frantic, begging his legal team not only to save him from the charges, but also to track down the vanishing fortune. Imagine that. One of the most powerful moguls reduced to chasing his own kid's paper trail. But the family fractures don't stop there. Justin, he's knee-deep in lawsuits. Christian, entangled in yacht trip scandals. What was once painted as a picture-perfect dynasty now looks like a demolition site. Diddy always branded himself as the mastermind, the bad boy for life, who could conquer any storm. Yet now he sits powerless, watching as his empire crumbles and his heirs hack away at what little remains. And oh, the sting of hypocrisy. Just a short while ago, Jessie and Delilah called him the best dad in the world. Their sweet Father's Day Instagram post, dripping with love, now reads like the epitaph of a bond shattered by greed. "We love you so, so much. Words can't even explain," they wrote, smiling with siblings in a portrait of unity. But actions, darling, actions speak louder than captions. And their actions are rewriting history faster than any Instagram filter ever could.
Surprised by the evidence that's already coming out in the criminal trial?
No, I'm not surprised. I experienced some of those things. Witness.
Meanwhile, those close to Diddy paint a devastating picture. The once unstoppable titan, who used to command stages, boardrooms, and red carpets, now wanders the empty halls of his Los Angeles mansion like a ghost. That once thriving fortress of parties and laughter, now it's chillingly silent. Friends whisper that Diddy is desperate for reconciliation. They say he calls out to his children, begging for a lifeline, only to be met with icy silence. Imagine that. The man who once held the industry in the palm of his hand, now begging for crumbs of attention from the very daughters accused of gutting his fortune. And what's worse, he's haunted. Haunted by the thought that maybe, just maybe, he planted the seeds of rebellion himself. He looks in the mirror and sees a hollow shell of the man who once ran hip-hop. He built an image on loyalty, family, and strength, yet he's crumbling under the betrayal of those same bonds. Insiders say his words are fractured, swinging from pure rage to soul-crushing sorrow. A mogul who once bragged about loyalty, now reduced to tears by the silence of his own children. But while he sinks deeper into despair, Jesse and Delilah are living like European royalty. From the sparkling marinas of Monaco to Paris soiree dripping with elitist glam, the twins have stepped into a whole new world of extravagance. And oh, are they flaunting it? Social media has become their playground. Cryptic captions about freedom and new beginnings plastered under photos of yachts, champagne glasses, and runway-ready outfits. Their posts scream one thing loud and clear. They're not mourning their father's downfall. They're celebrating their own rise. Fashion insiders whisper that the girls are cashing in on their family name to climb into Europe's most exclusive circles. Designers are reportedly sending them pieces, dying for a chance to get featured on their feeds. Some even claim the twins have snagged invitations to sit front row at shows usually reserved for aristocrats. And the symbolism? Oh, it's sharp. Lavish tables for two, private jet snapshots, bubbly flutes sparkling in the cabin light. These aren't just photos, they're statements. Statements that the bond with their father has been cut and they're not looking back. And here's where things get truly chilling. Beneath the designer clothes and luxury escapes, the twins' social media is peppered with cryptic messages. Posts that hint at something bigger. Words like, "The truth is coming soon," "No more lies," and "The vault finally opening." Followers have been dissecting every emoji, every late-night post, wondering if Jesse and Delilah are about to blow open secrets that could destroy their father's legacy for good. Some industry insiders are convinced this isn't just teenage rebellion. They say the timing is too perfect. Each cryptic note seems to drop right after new lawsuits or damning headlines hit Diddy's name. Are the twins aligning themselves with the tidal wave of their father's downfall, positioning themselves not just as survivors but as whistleblowers? If that's the case, the consequences could stretch far beyond family drama. This could tear apart the carefully guarded vault of Diddy's empire. And honey, if you thought the drama ended there, think again. The gossip world is buzzing with whispers about a tell-all book. Yes, you heard that right. A memoir by Jesse and Delilah themselves. Can you imagine? Publishing executives are reportedly circling the twins like sharks sensing blood in the water. A book penned by the daughters of hip-hop's most controversial mogul? That wouldn't just sell, it would detonate. Insiders say offers are already floating in the seven-figure range. If even half the rumors are true, this could become one of the most explosive releases in entertainment history. But here's the twist. Others argue the cryptic posts might not be about a book at all. No, they could be leverage, insurance, the twins hinting to their father pushed too hard and will spill everything. In today's world, public image is worth more than millions, and the girls might just be holding his darkest secrets like bargaining chips. And that's what makes this so electrifying. No one knows how far Jesse and Delilah are willing to go. Are they prepping for a blockbuster memoir, or are they playing psychological chess with their father's empire? Either way, the tension is suffocating. But here's the deeper, messier question. Are these cryptic messages about empowerment or pure vengeance? Are Jesse and Delilah finally freeing themselves by lifting the curtain on the darkness of their childhood? Or are they cleverly using their father's collapse as a springboard into celebrity independence? Whatever the answer, one thing is undeniable. The world can't look away. Every cryptic phrase becomes a headline. Every image sparks a new conspiracy theory, and the tension keeps building like a ticking bomb. And through it all, Diddy clings to the memory of that Father's Day post. The one where his daughters called him the best dad in the entire world. Friends say he replays those words like an old hit single. But the lyrics? They don't match reality anymore. The sentiment has been shattered by headlines of stolen millions and designer shopping sprees. Yet, here's the heartbreak. Even in his darkest hours, Diddy reportedly defends them. A close associate revealed he whispers, "They're still my babies." Can you picture that? The same man who once commanded an empire, now reduced to a broken father, still insisting on their innocence, even as the evidence screams betrayal. As if that wasn't enough, the silence from his other children cuts just as deep. Justin, Quincy, Christian, nowhere to be seen offering unity. Each one is either drowning in their own controversies or quietly retreating from the spotlight. The once proud image of Diddy's blended family standing tall has shattered into a mess of fragments. Instead of loyalty, it's lawsuits. Instead of unity, it's chaos. And as if to rub salt into the wound, reports claim Jesse and Delilah's European chapter is only growing bolder. Sources say they've been arriving at private villas in Saint-Tropez in convoys usually reserved for royalty. Another insider swears their names are tied to shell companies snapping up expensive art at Geneva auctions. And get this, others claim the twins have been meeting with investors, possibly laying the foundation for their very own empire, one built entirely separate from Diddy's tainted brand. If that's true, then honey, this isn't just about blowing through his money. It's about building something bigger on the ashes of his downfall. Ruthless? Absolutely, but undeniably strategic. And for Diddy, the consequences cut far deeper than just finances. This is identity-shattering. For decades, he sold himself as the head of an unstoppable dynasty, the patriarch who commanded respect and loyalty. But now, stripped of wealth and betrayed by blood, he's facing a crisis no courtroom can fix. And still, the storm outside rages. Lawsuits pile higher, prosecutors circle like vultures, allies vanish, and his daughters? They're parading independence across Europe, sending a not-so-subtle message. They've cut ties for good. Could this be the ultimate betrayal? Not just stealing his money, but erasing his legacy. Or maybe, just maybe, we're watching the birth of a whole new dynasty. A dynasty built by his children, not on his name, but on the fortune they seized for themselves. But wait. Here's the most chilling possibility of all. What if money isn't enough for Jesse and Delilah? What if their next move isn't another shopping spree or villa stay, but something far more destructive? What if they unleash the truth? Think about it. The shadows of Diddy's empire have been whispered about for decades. What if the twins, who grew up behind those closed doors, decide to expose everything? That wouldn't just finish Diddy off. It could set the entire industry ablaze. Betrayal, rebellion, or survival? You decide. But one thing is clear. This saga is far from over, and the next twist, it might just be the most shocking one yet.